do something with your life other than earn a living. You care about what's going on in the world, and you're willing to go beyond what's comfortable and normal and safe to fulfill your purpose. That's the mindset you need to travel on the path called Create the Future. The first steps you take are to answer two simple, but maybe not easy questions. What do I want? And who do I want to be? Hi, you can call me my mentor, Jane, and this video will guide you to start answering those important questions to build a good life. And stay tuned to the end of the video where you'll hear about an exciting, free self-assessment of where you are on the 5 paths to a good life. Does this sound familiar? I don't know what I want for my work and my career. I don't know if I love this person. I like being with them. I don't know where I want to live. I don't know what I want in life, period. So now you face an endless list of indecisions. You feel anxious, directionless, and an overwhelming sense of fear. You feel out of step with everyone else who seems to know the answers to those questions. Why? Because you know there are so many good possibilities, so much to do, and you know you're doing little, if anything, about them. So let me rip off this Band-Aid. The reason you're stuck is not because you don't know what you want. I'll prove that to you in a minute. You're stuck because you know that if you choose to take time to pursue one thing, you'll be taking time away from exploring another option. Of course you want the best for yourself, and you don't want to miss out. So you tell yourself to wait until you figure it out or get some kind of sign. But while you're waiting, not going to school, applying for the job, taking on the new responsibility, joining a small group, meeting new people, you'll never figure it out. You see, experiencing life is how we figure out what we want. Trying new things, meeting and interacting with different people, making decisions and bearing the consequences. Succeeding, failing, struggling, embracing when you feel proud, excited, fulfilled, uncomfortable, sad, and joyful. That's what it means to create the future for a good life. You see, we absorb life and all that happens, and we learn and grow and are even better prepared to choose what we want next and who we are becoming. So I said I would prove to you that you already know what you want. So let's start with that. If you're convinced you don't have a clue about what you want, then start with what you know you don't want. I created a simple worksheet to guide you, and you can download it here or on my website that's linked below. But in the meantime, all you have to do is open up one of your note-taking apps or grab a piece of paper and draw 2 columns. In one column, list the things you know you don't want. The other column is for the things you know you do want. So let's start with the don't want column. Think about a variety of categories such as your work, your home, your health, relationships, what you wear, what you eat, what you do for vacation. It's unlimited. You can't do it wrong. Start with whatever comes up and keep going back and forth between the 2 lists as thoughts come to mind. Be as specific as you can and don't worry if it's general. For each of the items in the don't want column, then ask yourself, if I didn't have this, what would I have? Then write that in the do column. Here's an example. If you don't want to be depressed, what would you be like instead? If you weren't buried in credit card debt, what would your finances look like? How much money would you have in the bank? Would you still have credit cards? If along the way you get some more ideas about what you do want, just add them to the do want column. Go for as long as you can, and then you can put it aside and add to it over the next few days. you can now say you have an idea about what you want. See, I told you so. And here's the good news. If a good life is your goal, the odds of hitting the target go up dramatically when you aim at it. It's so important to get clear on what you want in the most important aspects of life. If you don't listen to another one of my videos, although I sure hope that you do, take a step on this path and create the future by getting clear about what you want. There's another free handout to help you follow the same route to uncover the characteristics, values, and behavior of who you want to be. And in future videos, I'll mentor you on the mindset, skills, and habits to get what you want and become who you want to be. In the meantime, share in the comments what you're discovering about yourself, what you want, and who you want to be. And let me know what topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. And of course, if this has been helpful to you, please subscribe and invite others to watch. Finally, I'm really excited to share this link to a free self-assessment of the 5 paths to a good life, which is also available on my website at the link below. So go to the self-assessment and give it a try. Now there's one more most important step to get clear about what you want and who you want to be. And that's coming up next in the final word. So stay tuned. When was the last time you got lost? With GPS and phone maps, it's pretty hard to do these days. But it can happen. I know. I was headed to a retreat in rural Virginia, and as I got further into the mountains, I lost my phone satellite signals. I didn't know where I was, and I sure didn't have a paper map. I mean, does anyone have those anyway? Well, so I kept driving straight ahead, up and down the mountains, expecting that eventually a signal would come back or I'd find a place to pull over and ask for directions. The signal did come back, and I made it safe and sound. You know, life doesn't work like that, though, does it? We're all on this journey of life. We can feel stuck, depressed, with very little will and energy to move forward. We can feel confused, not knowing what decisions to make, and fearful of making a wrong move. We sure wish we had a clear direction, but we just can't seem to find it. On the other hand, maybe you know exactly who and where you are, what you want, and how to get it. But I bet, like most of us, you're somewhere in between. I've been so clear that I wanted to be your mentor and create these videos. But you know, last week, I just couldn't seem to focus and concentrate. It was confusing and frustrating, and I started to question, is this really what I'm supposed to do, what I want to do? Can I really be a mentor that's relevant to a younger generation? I mentioned it to my husband and to a friend, but they didn't have any answers. Oh, they surely reassured me, but I don't know, that doubt just kept lingering. One of my most important self-care practices is to read from the Bible every day. This past weekend, I came across what a man named Isaiah wrote a long time ago to people who were lost. Isaiah gave them this advice: when you turn to the right or to the left, you will hear his voice behind you to guide you, saying, "This is the right path. Follow it." Isaiah meant that if we ask God for direction and help, and then take a step forward, he will answer. So I started to pray and ask God to help me know if I'm on the right track. So that's what I did. And that's what he said to do. I took the next step and sat down this morning to prepare this video. I didn't hear a voice like you're hearing mine, but I can tell you that my mind was clear for the first time in days, and the words started to flow. The fact that my enthusiasm and focus have returned, well, that leads me to believe that yes, I'm on the right path. I should be doing this. I wish there was a GPS I could plug into that would tell me exactly what to do. But then I'm not a machine, and life isn't as simple as driving from point A to point B. So I leave you with Isaiah, who said, when you turn to the right or turn to the left, you'll hear his voice behind you to guide you, saying, this is the right path, follow it. And that's the final word.